Hello everyone, and welcome to my trophy cut for Rick and Morty Virtual Rickality, which is a 3 out of 10 difficulty and it takes 3 to 6 hours to platinum. You only need one playthrough, and due to chapter select, there are no missable trophies. It also has 2 stacks in NA and EU. Okay, as soon as you start off, look to your left. This is after the first cutscene. Pick up the broken light bulb and teleport to the main crafting area. Put the broken light bulb on the first crafting slot, and then pick up the glass from the same table and put it on the second slot. And that should fix the light bulb and give you the first trophy. Okay, later on, you can actually do this at the start of the game. I just decided to do it later. You can grab the first cassette tape that's under the shelf. I dropped it, so I need to use the Mr. U6 to grab it. So after you grab it, teleport to the main crafting area and put the cassette tape on the first slot. Next up, teleport back to the shelf, and everybody calls this the Ghostbusters Box, so that's what I'm gonna call it. And then pick up the mace, and then you need to hit it and break it. And be careful to not hit yourself, because then you'll die and have to respawn, like I just do. Like they're right there. So the best way to do this is by just acting like you're stabbing it, and you'll get the cassette tape. So now you need to mix both of these cassette tapes together, and you get this alien tape. You need to mix the alien tape with a normal tape to get a tape, and you need to mix the tape with another cassette tape to get the trophy. Here's the trophy screenshot. Okay, next up you need to teleport to the shelf and grab the crown, and then mix it with your hand. You should get a golden glove and a trophy for it. Then on the same table, behind the lamp, there should be some growth hormones. Pick up the growth hormone and then eat it. Then your hands should start pulsating and you should get another trophy. Okay, this is one of the trickier ones. You need to grab the Mr. U6 and get it hit by a car or a bus. You need to fling the Mr. U6 like I do later on, and you can also remove the headsets so that they despawn. The best way I discovered to do this is to swing your hand and then shoot the ball upwards, and then it gets hit by a bus later on, right here. I'll look away for a second, but you can see the particles of it getting hit. And here's the trophy screenshot. Okay, later on when you're in space, you can take off the screws from the satellite and throw it towards Earth, and you should get another trophy for that. You can also throw the panel at it if the screws don't unlock the trophy. Okay, later on when you're in the bathroom, you can take one of the laxatives and then eat it, and you should poop, and then you should take the poop and eat it. That should be the first trophy. Then take 2 other laxatives, and then teleport back to the garage. Then you need to eat both of the laxatives and then put the poop on the crafting table. I'm just gonna call it the crafting table. And you should make the poop emoji. Right as you mix it, you should get the trophy. And here's the trophy screenshots for both of those trophies. Okay, later on, this should be the first cassette tape. When you're fixing Rick's car, look under the table and pick up the mixtape. And then you should play it. Whenever you play the cassette tapes, that's when it gets counted as being discovered. So as soon as you hit play, it should be counted. You can actually come back to this spot with chapter select. Here's the solution to the puzzle. Not sure if it works every time, but it's still there. This is after you hatch the egg. You can also come back to this with chapter select. You need to mix the alien with an apple. I think it also works with the orange. And also you need to let go of the alien to mix it. You can't be holding it. So just let go of it and then tap the mix button real quickly. And it should make this brown thing. 1 second. Okay, there it is. And you should get the trophy when you eat it. Okay, later on, you can pick any path here, but I just decided to pick the doll. Just go through the life, and when there will be an option to pick a different career, and there should be a social security card on the table, and then you just need to throw it. So as you see, there's a social security card. Just yeet it towards the garbage can, and then you will be sent to get a new social security card. This part will take a while because the guy will be talking for a long time. But as soon as he finishes, you should get the new social security card. And when you get it, just shoot it over the walls. I think you can just throw it away towards any corner, but just to be safe, just throw it over the walls. Okay, this is the trophy for beating the game. Now when you'll be back to the bedroom, look under the table and there should be the credits disc. You should play it, and then near the end of, you just have to sit through the whole credits, and whenever it ends, you should get another trophy. Okay, next up, we'll be getting the trophy for playing as Troy for 1,000 years. So just start up Troy. This is gonna take a while, by the way. You have to pick up the doll. By the way, this will make you last 88 years, so you'll have to play this for a while. Okay, next up, at the school, you have to not raise your hands. And then at the party, pick up the beer. Also be careful to not hit anyone in any of these scenes because they will also bring you to jail. Sorry if you hear some background noises like sirens. Okay, at the job, just hit the paper or the work with the pencil and it should fill everything out automatically. So you don't have to hit the boxes separately, just tap the pencil on the papers. Now next up, when you'll be picking a new career, just pick up the job fair. This will go through the social security card earlier. After a bit of talking, you'll be at the job fair. And you can look under the table, there should be a carpet salesman paper. And you should give it to the guy that's working there, so to the left. And then after a little bit of talking, you should be at the job. Working as the carpet salesman. Okay, then you have to just give a carpet to this guy, just sell it to him. And then there are 2 scenes left, I think. It's the retirement and then the death at the hospital. Yeah, it is, okay. So you'll have to do this multiple times, and the trophy should unlock when you have played this trophy for 1,000 years. This might take like an hour. Okay, and here's the trophy screenshot from when I got it. Okay, next up, go into the bathroom and then take the doorknob off of the door. And then Morty's dad, Jerry, will start talking to you. And later on he'll ask you for his cream. Just look under the sink. Yeah, he'll start talking to you. He'll ask you for his cream. Just look under the sink and pick the cream up. And you have to slide this under the door. This might be a bit messy because the tracking is a bit off. And the tracking might be a bit of a mess. But when you slide it under the door, you should get the trophy. And there's the trophy screenshot. Okay, next up, this is where we'll be getting all the cassette tapes. I recommend starting a new free roam world. So start up Troy, and you'll just have to play a single game to get a reward. So as you'll see here, if I just flip the switch, you will not get the reward. You have to play as Troy first. Yep, as you see there, you're not gonna get a prize because you haven't played it yet. So the quickest way to complete Troy is to look for the detergent behind the bed. And when you take it, Troy should die instantly or a bit later. And that should be the shortest game. Okay, as soon as you finish that, when you flip the lever, when you pull the lever, you should get the first cassette tape, or the second one, I guess. Because we got the one while fixing Rick's car. So that should be the second cassette tape. Okay, this is just me freeing up space for the cassette tapes. This is probably one of the more longer trophies in the game. Okay, that's the second cassette tape. Okay, next up, going to the minigame and look under the table. That should be the third cassette tape. Yep, there it is. And then flip the lever. Okay, next up, for the fourth cassette tape, you need to mix the two cassette tapes, and that should give you the alien tape, but that one doesn't count as a tape. So then mix the alien tape with another tape, and that should give you the tape, and that one counts as a tape. So just put all the tapes back. So for the next tape, you have to go over to the shelf, and under the gas can will be the next tape. As we did at the start of the trophy guide, we'll be getting all the cassette tapes on the shelf, which is the one under the gas can and one in the Ghostbusters trap box. So grab the Ghostbusters trap box again, and then hit it with the mace. I hit myself again because I don't know how to play video games. Okay, after you hit it for a while and the cassette tape pops up, add it to the collection. Okay, next up, break the window and then grab Mr. U6. There's a cassette tape right in the backyard. As you look through the window, you can see it. You might have to use 2 Mr. U6 here, maybe even 3. Or if you want to, you can even use more. But I just used 2 here. So grab the cassette tape with one of the Mr. U6 and then give it to the second one. You can actually shoot it towards the second guy and then shoot it towards the window, but actually giving them to each other will be the easiest and the safest option so that you don't lose it. So just turn around and then pick it up. Also, if an item is out of reach, you can just pick up another Mr. U6 to pick it up. I had a bit of a larger space that I could move around, so I could actually pick out stuff that was actually farther away from me. Okay, for the next tape, it's just me adjusting them so that it looks better. So for the next tape, you can just go on the computer, scroll down, and you should see the next cassette tape. Order it, and then it should be on the table. Okay, next up, look behind you, and then grab another Mr. U6 ball, and then throw it near the whiteboard. The next cassette tape should be behind the whiteboard. Just fling it towards yourself. You can actually grab it with another Mr. U6, but I just decided to grab it like that. And that should be another cassette tape. We just have a few more left, and all of these are pretty easy. So for the next one, you have to go to the satellite, and then open the drawer, and that should be the next cassette tape. Go back through, and then put it in your collection. Next up, go to the bathroom, and it should be under the sink where we got the cream. So just open the door. Also, don't forget to turn with the buttons on the controller. I just usually turn like normally, but then it just goes out of reach. Also, you'll have to grab the bottle of detergent, but first of all, just grab the soap, because we'll be crafting for another one. So then you have to mix the soap with a fruit, like an apple or an orange, and just grab an orange, and that should make a candy bar, and then mix it with a can, or even that, and that should give the first item that you need to craft for the next cassette tape. Just open the hatch and throw it down there. Also, next up we'll have to grab a hammer, and then go back through the portal and grab the detergent that I didn't pick up earlier. So go through the portal, and then through the first door. There should be a detergent in there. It's pretty hard to pick up something that's in a drawer or something, because it usually levitates up when your hand is close to it. Go back through the portal, put the detergent on there, put the hammer on the second spot, and craft it, and mix it with the crystal. And you should have the second item that you need to throw down the hatch. Okay, the tracking messed up a little bit, so I had to adjust it. Okay, and that should be the second item. So for the next item, go over to the shelf and pick up the box from the shelf. Put it in the first crafting slot, and then put the box on the second crafting slot, and that should be the third item that you need to craft. And now for the last item, pick up the mace, and then you'll need to mix the mace with a can, and then mix the can with the crown. Mix the can on a stick with the crown, sorry. It's kind of tricky grabbing stuff because the tracking doesn't work sometimes, but whenever you do it, mix it. That should be the last item we need for this tape. And you should get the last tape. I somehow lost the tape, but then I got it back again. So that's why one of them is missing, but don't worry. Now we just have, I think 2 more tapes left, or just 1 more. So for the next one, you'll have to travel to the planet with the teleporter. I'm too lazy to remember the name, to be honest. Okay, as soon as you go through the portal, turn left, and there should be the rock. Under the rock should be the next tape. I think this is the last tape that you need. Yeah, it's on the video. It's missing the tape, but you should have all the tapes right now by this point. So yeah, this is just me making the tape again. And now I have all the tapes. Now you just have to play all of these, and you should get the next trophy. So here's just me playing all of them. Well, I won't show the whole thing because this actually takes a while. So there's the first tape, and I'll just show the first 2, I think. Yeah. Okay, and then... Okay, so I didn't show the first two. Okay, as you can see, it was 3 when I hit the button, it went up to 4. Okay, here's me playing the last tape. And whenever you press play on the last tape, you should get the final trophy. Or the next trophy, sorry. Okay, later on, open the hatch. This is for another trophy. Just continue on the same world. You need to grab the mace. So just grab the mace and then mix it with your hand. And that should be the first item. Okay, you should still have the candy bar, so you'll have to use that. But first of all, mix your head with one of the seeds. So whenever you mix your head with the seeds, you should get the brain. Right here, you should get the colorful brain, but it doesn't really matter. So you should mix it with the candy bar. And you should get the second item. Okay, next up, for the third item, you'll need to grab a cardboard box and a solo cup and mix them together. So grab the solo cup from the table. And then if you still have the box from when we made the book, you should use that, but you can also grab the box from the shelf. Now mix that with the cup, and you should finish the next item. Okay, next up you'll have to grab this item. I don't know what it's called, I'm not really educated about the Rick and Morty lore. And mix it with the seed, and that should be the fourth item. For the fifth item, you have to grab this thing from the shelf and then mix it with the clock that's on the wall. You can use the Mr. U6 for that, but I just grabbed it. So I just grabbed it and then mixed them together. Now it's gonna be ticking, so you need to mix that with a measuring tape or a ruler, sorry. So mix that with a ruler, and then it should make it smaller. And then you have to go back to the planet and then bring the rock that had the cassette tape on it. Also, don't put your head through the iron wall, because it's just gonna close it down. So I just did this on a new world, but you can just continue it on the same world. So mix it with the rock, and you should have the fifth item. And the last item that you'll have to get the cassette tape for Troy, or the cartridge for Troy, and mix the cartridge with broccoli that should be in the fridge. And that should be the last item. Whenever you throw this in, you should get a picture, and it should have Rick and the robot from the same company that made this game called Job Simulator. And you should also unlock the trophy. Okay, so this is probably the hardest trophy in the game. You have to complete the minigame and reach a score of 100. So when you go in, there should be the third battery. The best way to do this is to go from left to right and then right to left. And whenever you pass over the middle lever, just flip it, even if the light isn't on. And also push the buttons, because those two are the easiest. So even if they're not lit up, just push them, so that you might get lucky, and the light should turn on as soon as you flip the lever or push the button. So depends on how good you are at this game. This might take you anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 hours, or even more. So this is probably the worst trophy in the game. But as soon as you finish this up, This took me around 5 tries because I've played this game a lot and this minigame a lot. I did this on my alt account, so I did it. I also have this on my main account, so that's why I'm better at this. But it's you should be you should get around the score of 20 on your first few runs, but then later on you'll get like a score of 80, and then later on you should get 100. This took me like 6 tries on here, so I was really happy that it was over. Okay, and this should be the last trophy. For this one, you have to kill, I think, 100 of the aliens with the guns. It's easiest to do this in the main game chapter. It's the fastest way to do this. At the start of the level, all the aliens will be shooting at the car, so this is probably the best time to shoot as many as you can, because later on the aliens will be shooting at you, and you might actually die, so this is probably the best time to hit most of them. Because you don't have to do any dodging, you just have to attack them. But as soon as you go, the Rick and Morty go, you just have to be as aggressive as you can and just start shooting them as soon as they spawn. Like, not give them time to shoot at you, because as soon as they shoot at you, it's over. But I did this in about 4 tries with the main story level. But the minigame from the free roam is actually 100 times harder than just doing this with the story mode. I'm just gonna let this play out to show you how pretty much easy it is to get this trophy. You just have to pay attention to when the aliens spawn, and also you can block the bullets with your guns, and you can also avoid all the bullets. As long as none of the bullets hit your head, you should be okay. Okay, here's the silver trophy. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that I helped you get a new shiny platinum. And see you next time.